February the 4th, 2024. Guys, you're looking at satellite images over the U.S. We've had quite a bit of rain here in the southeast. Texas, you're starting to dry out some in Louisiana. Parts of Mississippi here, I think it's over for at least a little while. But Florida, you're under the gun right now as you watch the sun rise over the U.S. You can see that Boeing effect right here in the Gulf itself. This is all going to swing into Florida. You already got tornado watches out. You got severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. You got marine warnings out, the entire 9 yards. Now, California, it's not visible here, but I'm going to change the satellite filters just a moment. Here you can see what's going on the west coast itself. You've got what they're calling another atmospheric river coming in, bringing more rain on top of the flooding you've already had. Saw a video yesterday where they have released and are releasing water from Oroville Dam, and we've watched that dam over the last several years as it overflowed, and then it washed the spillway out. They rebuilt it. Now they've opened it back up again. Just 2 years ago, Oroville was almost dry. Remember that? You could see all the way down the banks, very little water for the marina that's there on the other side of the dam. But now it is open, and they are letting water out. Many of the reservoirs in that area are pretty much full. I think Oroville was like 125% above the average. And so, again, you've got more coming in. Let's take a look at the warnings down in Florida just a moment. And looking at the overall map, you can see the tornado watches in South Florida here. Also marine warnings, thunderstorm warnings. And then come to the west coast, you've got flood warnings. And on top of all the moisture that's coming in, you've got winter storm warnings and watches here. And these are flood warnings and watches along here. So you guys be very careful. I expect to see some unprecedented flooding in Southern California through the entire valley there. So be aware that you're already saturated. There's already been flooding. And the water really doesn't have a lot of places to go right now. So it's going to be very dangerous. It could be life-threatening in California. Of course, in Florida, anytime you have tornadoes, that's a life-threatening situation also. Let's take a look at the radar in South Florida. And just quickly, looking at the temperatures, South Florida, 75, 76 down in Homestead. You can see what is happening here. And with that system moving across the Gulf, it's backed up by a little bit cooler air, and that's going to bring the problems to this part of the nation. And guys, I expect these marine warnings to quickly change, and especially in the very southern tip. There was just a tornado warning popped up there, right there. See that? This is all about to come ashore, and it's got that perfect Boeing effect that really pushes that wind out in front of it and increases the likelihood of tornadoes. I'm not going to make the video any longer. Everything's loading slow right now. It could be because of the weather, but I want to get this alert out to our friends down in Florida. Also, California, be very careful in the next few days. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.